On the brink of death, the man flung open the fridge and shoved the last remaining ice chips into his mouth, not stopping until he had swallowed every last morsel. Only then did he feel a slight relief, but it was far from enough. He stumbled to the fish tank, tentatively dipping a finger in to taste the water. The briny flavor told him it was just as undrinkable as the seawater filling the swimming pool. It boggled his mind that such a luxurious mansion didn't have a single drop of fresh water. Suddenly, a glimmer of hope caught his eye. The homeowner's potted plants. Where there's greenery, there must be a water source, he reasoned. But his naivety was quickly shattered when, after much fiddling, not even a trickle flowed from the pipes. Regret washed over him. He never should have broken into this artist's estate to steal in the first place. He had thought swiping these priceless paintings would make him filthy rich. But instead, inputting the wrong password had triggered the mansion's self-defense system, sealing all exits. His partner, tasked with cracking the code from outside, had fled the scene without a backward glance. The man was livid, wishing he could lock that traitor in here with him. But his top priority was finding a way out. Worried the alarm would alert the cops, he tried to disable it, only to break the access control in his panic. Fed up, he ripped out every last speaker. Free from the alarm's blare, he could now focus on escaping. The front door was wooden. If he could just drill a hole, he could unlock it from outside. But his earlier bumbling had busted the AC, and the climbing temperature had him sweating buckets. What happened next plunged him deeper into despair. After drilling for ages, he hit a steel plate inside the door. In disbelief, he probed it with his pocket knife, the metallic clink forcing him to face reality. He tried hailing his accomplice on the walkie-talkie again to no avail. He knew he had been utterly abandoned, but he quickly pulled himself together, determined to get out and give that jerk a piece of his mind. Luckily, the fridge held some expired food to tide him over. Scraping the mold off crackers, he slathered them with caviar and made do with dinner before collapsing into bed. The next day, the man resumed his search for an exit. The computer had no internet, the phone was dead, and he was surrounded by cryptic art pieces and hermetically sealed windows. Undeterred, he kept probing and stumbled upon a secret door in the closet. The passage was so narrow only one person could squeeze through. He inched forward cautiously until he spotted something terrifying in the next second. But then he reconsidered. What if this led to an exit? Mustering his courage, he pressed on. As soon as he entered, he saw a corpse lying in the room. Upon closer inspection, it was just a mannequin. He couldn't fathom what went through these artists' minds. After much searching, he realized it was merely a hidden chamber with no way out. Just then, he noticed a maid cleaning the villa through the security camera. He dashed to the front door, banging with all his might, but the soundproofing was too effective. Even screaming himself hoarse, the woman remained oblivious. He scrawled an SOS note, hoping to slip it under the door, but the mansion's seal was so perfect, not even a sheet of paper could fit through. The man was powerless to stop the maid from leaving. The following day, he bathed in the pool water and sat there stumped. A chance upward glance revealed the ceiling was made of glass. The man clung to this lifeline, certain that removing just one pane would let him climb out. He sprang into action, hauling every piece of furniture to construct a makeshift ladder, tying it all together with strips of upholstery. Testing its stability, it seemed able to bear his weight. He gingerly clambered up, only to find he was still far from reaching the ceiling. Undaunted, he lugged out the bed frame and ripped down million-dollar curtains to fashion ropes, finally able to touch the ceiling. Tapping the glass, he discovered it was tempered. Shattering it would be harder than ascending to heaven. His only choice was to dismantle the frame. He smashed a $5 million vase, selecting two similarly sized shards and binding them with rope and tape to create improvised goggles. Now fully equipped, all that remained was removing the glass frame to taste freedom. In no time, he chiseled an opening, only to find screws inside. Scouring the entire villa yielded not a single screwdriver, but the resourceful man soon devised a plan. He dismantled a $3 million wooden chair and carved a screwdriver to match the screws. After a few twists, the wood split. Undiscouraged, he crafted a sturdier one, finally loosening the screws. But there were a full dozen of these screws. Removing them all would be no quick task, and so he persisted, fashioning new tools when the wood gave out, snacking on ornamental fish when hunger struck, fetching ice chips from the fridge when thirst called. Through tireless efforts, he unscrewed every last one, successfully escaping his lavish prison.